I've got this anonymous words that I came across, and they simply say, your scarcity mindset is keeping you poor in spite of your hard work. And it hit home really when I look at my surroundings, when I look at how people become financially, emotionally, relationally, and any other way. They become so poor because of the scarcity mentality. And sometimes when you look at these are people that have got the talents and the gifts to take their lives forward, but because they allow themselves to be trapped in this scarcity mentality, they go nowhere. And what is this scarcity mentality? Scarcity mentality is you believing that you do not have the skills to meet your goals, or believing that you might not have resources to change your life circumstances, or not even believing deep inside of yourself that you are so resourceful to be able to change the circumstances where you find yourself. So what then happens? You don't see any way in which your life can change. And I would just like to unpack some of the things that will indicate to you that you operate from a scarcity mentality, because it is only by awareness and by acknowledging that you will be able to change your life so that you can take it to the next level. Let's look at the first point. You can't see possibilities. You always see problems. And the reason why you can't see possibilities and you always see problems is because you think that everything is in short supply. No matter how much you can be guaranteed that there is so much of something out there, some people still do not believe that. What they do is that they get into tunnel thinking. They channel their thinking. Sometimes what psychologists call the reduction of the mental bandwidth. You cannot think broadly than what you are just focusing on. You end up thinking that this is the only way through, and you keep on persisting and staying on that because you believe that that is the only possibility. I've seen it through different walks of life. If I bring you into the South African context, that's why you find people going after tenders, because they believe that that is the only way out of poverty. In spite of the killings, the backstabbing, and all the bad things that are happening in that process, people still believe that this is the only way in which I am going to survive. And if I don't push, if I don't do the dealing behind people's back and stuff, I'm going to die in poverty, because they do not believe that there's another way in which they can change their lives, because the only way is this particular way. And they also don't believe that they can share out of this cake, because they also believe that it can only be me and it should only be me. Because if I start sharing with other people, the possibilities are becoming smaller and smaller. And that's unfortunately what a scarcity mentality do to most people. Let's look at sign number 2 that you operate from a scarcity mentality. You are a hoarder of note. I've seen people that hoard stuff, even things that are no longer working for them, be it furniture, be it clothes, be it cars, things that are no longer working and that will not even work. No matter how much you can try to breathe some air into whatever that is, it is not going to be resuscitated. It is dead, but people will still keep it there. Why? Because this thing that they are keeping to themselves defines who they are, and they believe that they are nothing without this thing being around them. And it is for that reason that they hoard, because this thing defines who they are. Without this thing, they would have lost a true sense of themselves. And they always believe that one day I'm going to fix this couch that my granny left for me. One day I'm going to fix this car and get it on the road. But what they fail to do is to look back and reflect and say, how long have I been saying one day I'm going to resuscitate this thing? 5 years, 10 years, 15, even up to 20 years passes with people not wanting to let go because they are stuck into that scarcity mentality. It is about what is just within their reach, what they see just within from their toes. That is what defines them, and that is why they become hoarders of note, because of a scarcity mentality. The third sign that you operate from a scarcity mentality is that you are stingy. Most people who operate from a scarcity mentality, they are stingy with money, they are stingy with time, they are stingy with knowledge, because they believe that sharing, I've already mentioned sharing earlier, but they believe that sharing is going to make them more and more poorer. And just think about any other one that you know in your family. I have never seen or come across somebody who is stingy, and because of that behavior, then they become the richest person in the world. There's three things to money: how you earn it, how you keep it, and how you make it grow. Keeping the money does not mean that it will just stay there and then it will make you rich one day. No, it simply means that how do you manage your cash flow so that you can meet the demands of your life? But people with scarcity mentality don't think of it that way. They always believe that money should only come to them. They fail to understand that it is about circulation. It is about letting go so that other new things can come into their lives. The same concept applies with how they deal with knowledge. They think that knowledge makes them the richest person around or in the room. They think that knowledge is the only currency towards promotions and advancing in life if they keep it to them, thinking that they are the only one with that type of knowledge. But once you start to look at your life broadly, you start to realize that stinginess is not helping. You've got to adopt an abundant mindset. And the last point that I just want to mention in this subject is that they think that all good things should come to them and other people should not enjoy the good things. You know, even if there's a gift that comes and it was meant for somebody, they don't pass it over because it is supposed to come to them. If money comes, they do not pass it over or use the money of a committee or an institution the best way, because that money should come to them. So without the things coming to them, they regard themselves as nothing. That's why they believe that all good things should come to them and other people should not benefit from such. That's what a scarcity mentality does. And this is something that you need to make a conscious effort to snap out of, because there's better waiting for you out there. And what is better out there? It's an abundant mentality. There is so much for every one of us under the earth. If you can start by appreciating the things that you have, giving gratitude for what you have, instead of only focusing on what you don't have. And in that way, you'll start to see that possibilities start to open. They start to open. And it goes to the second point of saying, let me make a shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset, because you can only do that by trusting the process. If you say, I would like to achieve this particular goal, and you do the bare minimum and what is necessary, putting structures in place, and you trust the process, you'll definitely reach your goal at the end of the day. If you trust in other people and believing in the value of relationship, that there is a mutual benefit of the relationship, you'll start to move towards abundance. You won't see yourself only as this person that focuses on scarcity. And let's go back to where we started. Your scarcity mindset is keeping you poor in spite of your hard work. See where you're taking your energy, but it brings nothing. Do you think it's because you are not lucky? Do you think it's because there are people who are doing some voodoo and as a result they reverse your luck? No. If there's anyone who's sending voodoo to themselves, it's you, because of your scarcity mindset. So there is something better. Go out there and believe that things will change for you, because there is enough for you and there is enough for other people. And we are on this earth to coexist so that we can create something better for all of us under the sun. If you like this content, please subscribe, please comment, please share with others so that we can continue to cultivate personal mastery, self-worth, and leadership in others. Until the next episode, I thank you.